Good morning and welcome to Algebra 1 for Thursday, May 7th. We're going to start today with, again, the problem I left you off with yesterday. I want you to find the vertex. I want you to graph it. Okay, so we identified the P and the Q. The P is -6 and the Q is 2. Remember, it's that number but the opposite sign. And I want to find the x value of the vertex, which is P -6 plus Q2 divided by 2. -6 plus 2 is -4, and when I divide by 2, I get -2. So the x value of my vertex is -2. And then we're going to plug that in to find out what y is. So I plug in -2 for x. I do what's inside parentheses first. -2 plus 6 is 4. -2 minus 2 is -4. I said it's a little easier if we handle the integers first. 4 times -4 is -16. 1/4 of -16, or 1/4 times -16, or 1 times -16 divided by 4 is -4. So my vertex is -2, -4. And now I can graph. So again, I want to make my coordinate grid. I need mostly negatives here. Well, not all negatives, but certainly a good number of them. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4 there, go 4 everywhere. Hopefully that's enough space. Oh wait, it's not enough space because I need to go to at least -6. Okay, I need more negative space. And now I'm going to actually plot them. So -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is right there. And +2. I got my intercepts. We're good to go there. My vertex is -2, -4. So -2, -4, round over here. And now I can just sketch my curve. Make it come down, turn around, and go back up. It's done. That's all we need to do for a problem such as this. Questions, comments, problems, let me know. All right, so we've talked a lot about how to graph these forms, what they mean, what to do. But again, I want to make it clear what an intercept is, all right? The intercept is the place on the x-axis where the parabola crosses through. Sometimes we also call them the zeros, because at the x-intercept, the y value is 0. So it could be called the zeros of the graph. All right. So I'm going to give you an equation that looks very similar, but just one little difference here. Y equals 1/2 parentheses 2x plus 6, x minus 5. All right. Well, there is something different this time. All right. Hopefully you recognize what's different. This x has a coefficient of 2. This time, unlike the other times, there's a little bit more work to do. It's not much. We call the intercepts the zeros because they create a 0 result. See how this is all multiplication? This times this times this. The only way to get a 0 when you multiply things together is for one of the numbers to be the number 0. So when you find the intercepts, you're actually finding the zeros, the x value that creates a 0. When it looks like this, it's the same thing, as we've always done. But because there's a number in front of the x, I'm going to take one extra step and just write a little equation where I make 2x plus 6 equals 0. And now I have to solve. So I subtract 6 from both sides, and I divide by 2. And I find out that the number that makes this a 0 is -3. You could actually do that for the other factor also, but we don't have to because we understood that the answer was going to be 5. If I make x minus 5 equals 0, and I solve by adding 5 to both sides, I get the answer of 5. So those are the intercepts. An x value of -3 and an x value of 5 create our zeros. So we've identified our P and our Q. It's just P is -3, using the same letters we've been using, and Q is 5. From here, it's the exact same thing as we've been doing. To find the vertex, I take those two numbers and I add them together, and I divide by 2 to find their average. -3 plus 5 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then I plug 1 into the equation to figure out what the y value is. So I have y equals 1/2 times 2 times 1 plus 6 times 1 minus 5. I replace the x in both of those intercepts, both of those factors, with the number 1. And again, work from the inside out. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 plus 6 is 8. 1 minus 5 is -4. So I have 1/2 times -32, which is -16. So my vertex is at 1, -16. It's pretty far down, but that's what it is, okay? And now all I'm going to do is make some space for myself so I can graph it. 1, -16, that was my vertex. So I'm going to just summarize that over here. The vertex was at 1, -16. I'm leaving the P and the Q on the board because obviously they're very necessary for us to graph. So we have to go, let's say, that might be enough room. So -1, -2, -3, +1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I have -3 and +5, so I'm just going to put those dots on. 1, -16. Okay, well, I got to go pretty far down here, but let's say we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 1, -16 is around over here. And I'm just going to sketch my parabola like that. Please understand, on both ends of your parabola, you do need to have arrowheads because it keeps on going forever and always. It's a sketch. It's not perfect. If you could even take a look, I obviously kind of missed my vertex there. It's a sketch. The dot is there. The point is there. The math was there. That's what's important. Okay? If you have an actual easier coordinate grid to graph on, even better. All right. So we figured out what to do. I feel pretty good about it. What I'm going to give you for homework is a worksheet that I made that gives you only three problems. They're all in Intercept Form. I also give you a coordinate grid on each one so you can easily graph it, and the numbers are more manageable so they don't go down to -16. They all fit on the coordinate grid I provide. So that's the homework. 3 prompts, doing this. They're due by tomorrow, 8 a.m. And that's all I have for you. If you have any questions, again, email me or rewatch the videos today or yesterday, and you'll have a much better chance at success. Have a wonderful day.